Well, hey everyone, this is Michael and welcome to the LoveWorks Dreamers and Doers podcast. We are so grateful you are tuning in today. We definitely know that there is not a shortage of great podcasts out there in podcast universe. So thank you again for tuning in to ours. And we always like to remind you on the front end that you have an opportunity to subscribe to our podcast on YouTube. Just search under LoveWorks Leadership Dreamers and Doers podcast. And please, we'd love for you to subscribe on your favorite streaming platform. So that could be iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify. And if you like the podcast, leave us several stars, some feedback, and a review. And we'd love to hear what you have to say about the podcast.
Our hope with the Dreamers and Doers podcast is that each week our special guest is going to connect with you wherever you find yourself today, and they're going to inspire you to become the best version of yourself for tomorrow.
And Carolyn, as we say week after week, one of the best ways that you could become the best version of yourself is to connect at least in one area to grow personally as a leader. And so each week we like to curate different things like music, blogs, vlogs. Yes, we'll talk about other great podcasts that are out there, influencers to follow, organizations that are doing great work. But today's conversation is going to lean towards movies, and I think animated movies, Carolyn.
Yes. Michael, do you have the popcorn?
I need to get the popcorn. Thank you for making me hungry.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. Love animated films. And in fact, our summer leadership camps are even going to be themed after Pixar movies this year. And so we're really excited to share some different stories. But Michael, to kick us off, what's one of your favorite animated movies that's been inspiring in your life?
I volleyed back and forth on which one that I wanted to go with. My lean initially was to think of the new movie Raya. But then I always go back to Pixar Disney's Ratatouille. Then I had an eye-opening moment this morning, Carolyn, and I realized I think when this movie was released, our Dreamer and Doer guest today was not even born.
Oh, but it's such a great movie. It's a classic. Who hasn't watched Ratatouille?
It's a totally great movie. And if you haven't watched it, I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but it's a great movie. It's a story of a rat and a wannabe chef. And the story just totally highlights this rat, and his name is Remy. And he truly does have the talent of being a chef, and that is his passion. And he ends up splitting and separating apart from his family. Long story to go into there that I won't. But then he ends up in a sewer. So he kind of has his dark night of the soul moment, but then he perseveres, and then he ends up discovering that while he was in the sewer, that just up above him was the beautiful city of Paris. There's a whole message there, but there's one quote that I just want to share with you. So this is a little spoiler alert at the end. But there's a great quote by the food critic in the movie. His name is Anton Ego. And I won't attempt to make my voice sound like his, because that's a really cool voice. But here's what he says. I love this. He says, in many ways, the work of a critic is easy. He says, we risk very little, yet enjoy a position over those who offer up their work and themselves to our judgment. We thrive on negative criticism, which is fun to write and to read, but the bitter truth we critics must face is that in the grand scheme of things, the average piece of junk is probably more meaningful than our criticism designating it so. But there are times when a critic truly risks something, and that is in the discovery and the defense of the new. The world is often unkind to new talent, new creation. The new needs friends. And I can think of a more relevant time than a quote like that today. So Ratatouille, that's my go-to to encourage your personal growth and have a little bit of fun with your freshly popped popcorn. How about you?
I love that. So, I mean, one of my very favorite Pixar movies would definitely be Inside Out, and the exploration of emotions and reflecting over memories. I think it's such an eye-opening one, especially for people who are kind of still learning about processing emotions. But I'll do a little shout out to Soul. I know you mentioned even Soul and Passion. And so this is one of the newer Pixar movies, and it is so fun and cool. But the whole premise of it is that there are young souls out in the world, and there's a place where these souls are being made called the Hall of Everything. And, they have different personalities, these souls do, but there's one thing that they're all looking for, which is called a spark, but it's also called basically a passion of theirs. And so they go to the Hall of Everything, which they can try out anything that they want to that could be a possible passion. So, you've got a whole area for baking, a whole area for underwater basket weaving, but lots of different things for these souls to try out. And one of the cool things that I think the movie says is that before they can ever really live life for these souls is that they have to find out what they're passionate about, and they have to find that thing. And I'm like, how real is that? Like, before we can really begin living life, we have to find out what we're passionate about, the thing that we love to do. And so love that idea of the movie. And I think it connects to even what we try to do here at Loveworks, especially for our summer camps, which is creating even the hall down where Michael is, where all of our studios are, woodworking, fashion, film and photography, lots of different things. So students can try, hopefully, everything to find their passion.
I love it, Carolyn. Well, Dreamer and Doer listeners, those are a couple of our favorite movies. You happen to leave a review or a comment on one of your favorite streaming platforms. Tell us what it is. We'd love to know it. And who knows, you might keep us busy tonight on Netflix. Well, Dreamers and Doers, let's remind you of our format today. Each week, we have the very fortunate opportunity to sit down with a different guest, someone that we would call a dreamer and a doer. And we're going to take a few minutes and be able to hear at least one of their dream stories. And we don't necessarily stop there, but we'd love to hear what were some of the early obstacles or challenge that they faced or encountered to get from the place that they were to the place that they are at today. And we hope, again, that it's going to inspire you to become the best version of yourself. And so let's get to today's interview. We are so excited to meet dreamer and doer guest, Emma Shelton.
Emma is a 12-year-old founder of Earrings by Emma. Starting the business at the young age of 8, she was originally looking to find earrings for herself so they wouldn't irritate her sensitive ears. Unfortunately, these were nearly impossible to find. So Emma started making her own earrings using hypoallergenic plastic posts. Without the irritating metal, these earrings proved to be an excellent alternative and a huge need for earring wearers everywhere. Now offering hundreds of styles of earrings for all ages, Emma's business has grown to employ her parents as well as several part-timers. She loves to be able to bless others with affordable, comfortable earrings. And she hopes her business success is a huge encouragement to other young entrepreneurs. Hi, Emma.
Hi, guys.
Hey, great to see you, Emma. Thanks for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Emma, let's get right into things, and we gotta settle the question that I wavered with that you heard in our introductory remarks. Have you at least heard of the movie Ratatouille?
Yes, I haven't actually watched it though.
Okay, so good though. Carolyn, I'm encouraged now. I'm feeling younger all of a sudden.
That's good.
Like walked past somebody watching it, maybe.
It's a worthwhile watch, Emma.
Emma, not to put you on the spot, doesn't have to be Disney, Pixar, but do you happen to have a go-to movie, one that you've rewatched several times?
I don't know about like a movie, but my favorite animated TV show is Gravity Falls.
Cool.
Okay. What is it about Gravity Falls? What do you like about it?
It's about twins who go visit their great uncle's house in the summer, and all these paranormal things start happening. And the boy finds a journal that has like about all the paranormal things with a mysterious author. Him and his twin sister Mabel try to find out about like why all the things are happening, who's the author, and all keeping it away from Stan. But there's like random humor left and right and everywhere. It's so funny. Even my parents like it.
Oh, I like that. Okay, very good. Thanks for sharing. Well, Emma, again, we're so grateful that you're joining us today, a fellow Oklahoman. We know you stay busy. You've been doing some traveling. It's the end of the school semester. and you're running a business. And so we'll get right down to business if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Emma, on the Dreamers and Doers podcast, we love to interview people who both dream big, but also then do their dream. And we know you're that person. But we wanted to ask you, which one comes more naturally to you? Do you do the dreaming more easily or the doing more easily?
I probably am a little bit of both. I do like dream about all kinds of fun things that are probably a little unrealistic, but sometimes when things need to be made happen, we get it to work. Actually, our grid wall style behind here, my dad came up with it from dreaming, and we made it happen. So
I love that. Well, you are definitely we know you're a dreamer. We know you are a make it happen person. We also know you're passionate about fashionable and comfortable earrings, which of course we're going to get to in just a few minutes. But tell us, what are some of your favorite passions and hobbies? What do you like to do?
I am a natural born artist. I love to draw. I do like kind of anime art style. It doesn't look like something you'd see in a comic book, but it's my passion that I do every day with my neighbors though. And then I also really like playing outside. I really like having sleepovers with my friends and reading. I do a lot of reading too. So yeah, I have a lot of more passion. I have a lot more passions like crafts, arts and crafts. But yeah, I enjoy doing a lot of things.
I love that. You mentioned reading, and you mentioned earlier too, just before we went live, that you're reading a book. But Emma, you've already been featured in a book. So can you tell us what book you've been featured in?
Yeah, I was featured in Face the Music, which is about the startup squad, which is 4 girls who do entrepreneurial things. And one of the girls broke her brother's guitar. So, and the Battle of the Bands thing is just coming up. So they have to start like a t-shirt selling business so that way they can make the money to pay for it. So anyways, at the end, if I can just find it here, it's got me, meet a real life girl entrepreneur in a little interview. So that's super fun.
That is awesome. And so so Dreamers and Doers, if you're not watching and you're listening, Emma's holding on to the book from the Startup Squad. It's book number 2, and she is featured at the very back of the book, which is awesome. Carolyn, when are you and I going to get featured in a book? That's what I'm wondering.
That's a good question. I think when we sell in all 50 states and have more than 24,000 products sold.
Okay. Or I'll talk to Brian Weisfield, the author of this particular series, and we'll see maybe book 7 or 8. Could you get us in there?
Yeah, that'd be great. So Emma, I know you mentioned, you are a lover of art and crafts, and then, you're also a drawer, which I'm sure kind of plays into designing earrings, making earrings, but walk us through the very beginning steps of starting your business, and what were the first few things that you did?
So actually, the business started by me, an 8-year-old, losing an earring in the pool and not being able to find it. And it was the only pair of earrings that I could wear without sensitivity, which was the earrings I was pierced with, which are the expensive gold ones, Mm-hmm. And Mom said that she didn't want to buy me another pair of gold earrings because she didn't want her 8-year-old losing them again and wasting their money. So Mom said that when she was a kid, you could buy plastic post earrings for cheap, and they had no irritation. So we looked around and nobody sells them anymore. So we decided to start actually making them, but just for me. And then other people started asking if they could buy them, and so we started selling them, and it just kind of made a business for us. It's been growing, and now it's my parents' full-time job, and we're able to part-time hire other workers. So that's super awesome.
And a couple of
Wow.
those time workers being your parents too.
Yep.
I love it. Wow, that's amazing. It's so call it an accidental mistake or call it serendipitous, but you bumped into a problem and then you worked on solving it. I think it's so inspiring to hear that, Emma. I'm curious, did you do anything prior to that entrepreneurial? Did you have any other business ventures that you worked on, or would you consider that this being your first one?
Well, I do remember as a like probably 4 or 5 year old, my brother and I made our own little instruments, and we um, cost like made people pay like a quarter or whatever, and we played our musical instruments like a tissue box guitar and a um, I think a microphone out of a water bottle or something. And then
That is so awesome.
after that, I think I wanted to start a nail polish business, but I did not end up doing that.
Okay. I can relate to that. I want to stick to this interview and this conversation, but Carolyn, you're well aware of my rock band concert experience at the age of 7 using a broom as my air guitar, as my guitar.
I love it. I love it. So it sounds like there is some entrepreneurial energy here. So Emma, how quickly did this all kind of like become big for you? Because if this started at age 8 and you're 12 now and you're selling in all 50 states, by my standards, I would say that is pretty fast. So how did it just blow up overnight, or what happened?
So, like I said, we started making them for me, and people started to ask to buy them. And so we did have we did start being able to sell them, and we told about them to my mom's hairstylist actually, and she said that we could put some of our earrings on display at her little area, and so we did that. And one person who owned a vendor show, for those people who do not know what a vendor show is, it's a place where entrepreneurs come and sell their items or services. Anyways, a owner of a vendor show saw them and asked us if we wanted to be in her vendor show. So we took part on that, and from there we signed up for more vendor shows, and so we started selling on those, and eventually we came up with our website. And then with COVID-19, we're no longer doing a bunch of vendor shows. We're now only doing like the major ones, like the state fair and a Fair of the Heart, things like that. But now we are able to grow our online business a whole lot more, and it's really been a blessing. But over the past few years, yeah, we've definitely grown. It's super exciting.
Wow. Emma, I was just thinking as you were sharing again, early part of just the journey, the business journey, and you mentioned the stylist, your hairstylist, and so it sounds like that was a key moment. An influencer, was able to help you to get the product out and more people aware of it. I'm just curious, as you heard, as an organization, we help kids to start businesses, and I'm sure that you have come across a lot of people. They could be friends or acquaintances that they have ideas and that they maybe even they have a prototype and they've sold to friends and or family. But what do you think would be one of the keys to get beyond and get past, we call it the FNF, the friends and family? So it's that next layer of an audience and of a customer. Any thoughts about that?
So if I understand correctly, like how do you get past basically pity buying?
Yes, that's a very good way of saying it.
Okay. Probably my parents are laughing in the background. Probably making something or selling something that meets a need or something that people want. So if friends and family buy and think that it's a cool item that actually like helps them in life, they may tell their friends, and they may tell their friends, and so on. Word of mouth is a great way to grow your business. Also online, having a website, social media, things like that. But it's also very important to make sure you have something that other people will want to buy, something that meets a need or a want.
No, that's so key. I'm glad you even circled back around and said that twice. I think that's sometimes the hard part because a relative or even a close friend may feel obligated just because they want to make us happy and they'll buy it just because.
Mhm.
But I like what you said, about meeting a need, in the market and that it actually
Mhm.
solves a problem. Well, yours company, of course, and your business is definitely doing that. With
Mhm.
Dreamers and Doers, we would love to hear the story. We love to talk about the dream, but we also like to talk about some of the obstacles and challenges. And so, we know, Emma, that no business journey is complete without some challenges. And we have a student, his name is Alex, and he's 10 years old, and he has a question for you today.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Alex and I am 10 years old. My dream is to be an ER doctor. Emma, it's so cool you started your business when you were 8. What has been your biggest challenge and what has been your greatest accomplishment? Thanks.
Okay, Alex. So probably my biggest challenge was like when we have a whole bunch of orders, it can be super stressful sometimes, like when there's like so much to do and we want to have fast shipping so people can get their stuff um, sent out. So at first it was just me and my parents working on the orders, and so it was like really hard. But thank goodness we got other workers like Misty back here. Misty, you want to say hi? Hi.
So as we're doing this interview, Emma, there is work taking place on your business. So not all things stop just because you're doing this interview.
Yes. So
That's good. Good work.
yes. So it has really been very helpful that our workers have come. So that's fun.
That's good.
And then probably my biggest accomplishment was uh, like being able to help people who have sensitive ears and who aren't able to wear all the fun earrings they see at the mall and at the store and even at Walmart. Says you can run across cute earrings, but you can't get them if you have sensitive ears. So our website provides earrings for everyone. So it's fun to be able to have people happy.
Yeah. Emma, that is so real. The amount of times I have put back a little package of earrings because I know I'm going to be able to wear this for like 20 minutes before my ears start like going red and it's just not fun. So no, thank you. I also remember from childhood the little sticker ones or the different
Yeah.
plastic ones, but you're right. They just don't make them and they don't make cute ones for adults. So thank you for making cute ones for adults.
Mm-hmm.
So, Emma, we love asking this question because we know if you're a dreamer, you're most likely still dreaming and kind of, you have a big vision for your business. And so, what's your big dream for Earrings by Emma?
Probably my biggest dream is to see it growing and growing, and I think it'd be super fun to eventually have like a warehouse, and like an actual like earrings by Emma store where people can walk in. There's just all earrings everywhere. That'd be super fun. But it is really great that we can. My parents work at home, so my parents are home all the time. Um, Usually, my dad was always at work as a kid, and so it's really great now that he's here all the time. Um, and it's also fun that now we have other people here all the time because I love talking to people and I'm a huge extrovert. If you haven't been able to tell already,
We have
I'm talking your head off.
We've been able to tell. I love your vision. I love the dream. Believe it's going to become a reality. Carolyn, I'm already envisioning us contacting Emma to see if we could bring over some of our students, not to her house, but to the warehouse or store to be able to take a tour.
Yes, that'd be so fun.
I love it. Well, Emma, I want to ask you, it's obvious, you mentioned you're an extrovert, you're definitely very outgoing, and you shine. Yeah, when you talk about just what you do and of course your business. Can you tell us what is it that you love the most about what you get the unique opportunity to do at such a young age?
I really, really love reading the reviews on our website and seeing all the happy people who are satisfied with their earrings. It makes me really happy to see that that people are encouraged and enjoy the earrings that we make, and it's just a super fun experience.
I imagine that has to be super encouraging and only just more fueled for more designs and more earrings. So that's super cool. So, Miss Emma, I love getting to ask this question because you're someone who has done it. You have really, and I know you're still working towards more, but you're really pursuing the dream, and you've started a business. And so, if you could give advice to another young person who maybe is just getting started on their business or is thinking about starting a business, what would you say to them?
I would probably tell them that they need to, before they start, to find a want or a need. So I've been always told, like, do what you love and stuff, but what you love may not be what other people love, and so you may not have any sales from that. So find a want or need. Advertising on social media also helps. If you're not allowed to have social media, which I'm not, never have been, probably never will be. My mom does that for me, and she actually recently has hired another girl from our church who also helps out with that. So social media posts are great. If you can't do that, if word of mouth is also a great thing to do. It's like you may be more likely to buy something that someone has told you about with 2 thumbs up rather than hearing that online. But yeah, definitely a website too, if you have someone who can help you out with that. And yeah, getting the word out is huge too.
That's great. Emma, if you don't mind me asking, I'm just curious because social media can be such a hot topic. Has that ever been a moment of conflict with you and your family at home, or are you just completely okay with being, really for the most part, hands off, having a social media account, although you might give some input about what goes out there?
So actually, I do nothing for social media. I would actually love to take it over and do it myself, but with school and all that, it's a little much. But I'm sorry, repeat the question. I've already forgotten.
No, so I was just curious how has that ever been a source of conflict just at home with your family, or have you kind of come to terms with it and you're okay? Hey, your parents are going to be doing the social, you don't have an account right now, and who knows, maybe when you're 98 years old, maybe one day you'll get your first social media account.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's much conflict. It's really fun to for people probably to scroll down and see all the fun earrings and stuff. Social media definitely helps grow our business. When we post about probably like 2 times a day. And so, yeah, that definitely helps us get more sales.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and also to just your trust, for your parents and being able to look out what's best, for you and looking ahead. That's awesome. Well, Emma, for this last question, what we have for you, we call it our 60 seconds, our 1 minute opportunity for our dreamer and doer guest to share whatever might be on your heart, to be able to encourage the student right now that's listening, perhaps that has the big idea, the big dream, but they just haven't got started yet. Or, maybe it's a doer and it's someone who spends a lot of time like doing stuff, but maybe doesn't necessarily take time to just stop and to dream. So if you're ready, we're going to turn you loose for your 60 seconds.
Okay, I'm ready.
Set and go.
Okay, so definitely when you're starting a business, like I said, find a need or want. You may like go door to door to your neighbors, asking them like what would improve their life, and then once you have found something that is a need or want, you may want to list some things that may help that, and find one that's probably very convenient, something that you have time to do. And that you are able to do. And if you have help, that's great. Probably also just stay confident the whole time. Make sure you have like the focus in mind of what you want your business to look like. Again, social media, website, word of mouth, all great things. Maybe even get mentioned in a book.
No,
But
that's awesome.
it's super great having your own business. Is that's 60 seconds?
You got it. Way to go, Emma. No, thank you. I feel like you just did a little quick like hit list of like, okay, if you really want to start a business, here's the things that you can do. And don't forget, social media is so important, and a website. I do have to commend you guys on your website. It is incredible. You guys have hundreds and hundreds of designs, and you have such the neatest little search like way to actually get through and find exactly what you're looking for. So way good job.
Thank you.
Carolyn, I feel like we're going to just call this the entrepreneurial blueprint or playbook by Emma.
Yeah, we'll have Emma will write the next book, and she'll feature us in it.
Hey, I like where you're going with this. Emma, we've been really looking forward to being able to sit down and talk with you for a while. We really appreciate your time today. We know you have a lot going on. Emma, for our listeners, we've mentioned, of course, social media. We mentioned your website. We're going to include all this in the show notes, but can you remind us again, what are the best places that we can find you?
You can find me at earringsbyemma.com or earringsbyemma on Facebook or Instagram. So is there anything else wrong? No, just Facebook and Instagram? Great. So Facebook, Instagram, earringsbyemma, and then earringsbyemma.com is our website.
Alrighty, we'll be looking for you. Well, Emma, you are certainly a dreamer and a doer. Thank you for making us better today.
Thank you.
We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Carolyn, that last, I would say, is about 60 to 75 seconds. That's worth a save in your phone, rewind, repeat. Good stuff.
It is. I mean, these are some things we didn't mention earlier about Emma and Earrings by Emma, is that she sold more than 24,000 pairs in over 50, well, I say in over, so all 50 states and in 18 different countries. That's pretty amazing by the age of 12.
Well, with the release of this podcast, we are going to expand that country audience. How about that?
Yes, we got this. I love that.
Country customer, something along those lines. Well, Dreamers and Doers, we hope you were as inspired, encouraged, motivated, and challenged as Carolyn and I have. If you want to learn more about LoveWorks, just check us out at loveworksleadership.org, where you can find out all things about leadership, and also to check out Carolyn's mobile phone number. Text her, call her. If you've got questions for her, she'll be more than happy to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Those are my new hours. And remember, real leaders, they don't blend in, but they stand out.
Dream big, everyone.
And do your dream.
Bye-bye.